Hi, I'm Kelly Harris. The question was posed, is music important or necessary in our lives? Here's what I've found. According to the scientific power of music video that I watched, chemical effects of music stay the same regardless of time and regardless of culture. It's always there. It's always around us. When you wake up in the morning, what are the sounds where you live? Are they city sounds? Do you hear sirens and street noise? Or like me, live in the country where the donkeys may bray between 4 and 6 o'clock in the morning. Right now there's a gentle rain falling and you hear the sound of the birds and the wind rushing through all of the wind chimes that are on my porch. Think of a baby. When it is first delivered, what is the one thing the parents and the hospital staff wait to hear? The cry of the baby, which is a song to their hearts, knowing that everything is okay. And that love just fills the parents, and I think the doctors and nurses as well. Church music, holiday music, Christmas time, you automatically get visions of things, good or bad, with all of these. But music is always running through our lives in one way or another. I think as sound began, people started reacting to it, man started reacting, and they tried to recreate it just like a baby tries to recreate sound when it's learning. Music can be sedative, waves, adagio, rest and digest. Music can be transitional. Certain beats per minute will kind of enhance that transition to wherever you want to go next. Music can be a stimulant. Break out in dancing and singing and doing cartwheels, which I've been known to do. Music is universal. May not be the type of music or the type of instruments. I think about when I was playing music on a riverboat in Richmond. I'd been on cruise ships, I'd traveled around, I'd seen Europe. But being on that riverboat for people who had never been on a cruise and they got to hear live music. I remember one couple who were celebrating their 50th anniversary got to hear songs that they'd requested from their era. And they were standing out on the bow of the boat just embracing and thinking how wonderful it was and how music had touched them all through their lives. And they were living their best moment right then to carry through to their next adventures. I was in a jam session in Rome, an accidental jam session. My BFF, my boyfriend and I were traveling through Europe and we decided to treat ourselves to a very nice dinner at a wonderful little restaurant in Rome. There happened to be a strolling pair of musicians, a man playing flute and one playing guitar. So it was nice gentle music all the way through. We had teased my boyfriend because he carried his trumpet with him wherever he went. So he always lugged this big case of trumpet with him. So he opened the zipper on the case and he held up his trumpet to the musicians and they started playing. It was basically a blues. And then I started singing and the song ended up to be Kansas City. The rest of the diners loved it. They didn't speak English, we didn't speak Italian, but there we were. Animal noises, construction noises, children giggling. How can you not smile when you hear children giggling in that sing-song voice that they always do? The sounds exist, but it's up to the listener what they do with them and where they take them from those sounds. Do they stop and leave them alone, or do they pick them up? When I was playing on the riverboat also, one of the things that was wonderful to me is we had cruises occasionally for children with, I call them alternate abilities. Some were completely deaf. There were quite a few on the autism spectrum, children who were blind, children who couldn't walk. I saw a teacher crying over on the port side of the ship, and we asked her why she was crying. There was a little boy with autism that never moved, never did anything in class but sit. when we started playing music, he got up and started dancing, so tears rolled down her eyes. Is that child going to keep that through the rest of his life? Probably some little segment of that. The deaf children, how are you going to reach deaf children with music? They heard the beat. They would take off their shoes and socks or just put their feet flat on the floor, and they could hear the drummer and imagine in whatever way they could imagine what that music sounded like, and they were very happy. Sounds begin as nature and music to our ears, good or disturbing. I believe we spend the rest of our hearing life trying to recreate, remember, and enjoy the music that we've heard through our lives. Thank you.